Welcome to this Mission Sonlight Extra.
My husband and I are the regional directors for Gospel Outreach for Nepal. Gospel Outreach is a ministry that supports Bible workers, local Bible workers in countries throughout the 1040 window, and we're really blessed to be able to be supporting the Nepal section with about 55 local Bible workers in several different areas in Nepal. We focus on areas that are unreached, and in Nepal that means a great deal of Nepal. There's a lot of non-Christians in Nepal, and we're especially focused on sharing the gospel with these people here. We've been in Nepal now for almost the last 3 weeks, and during that time we've traveled around to several different districts, met with our Bible workers, gone to their churches, gone to their homes, slept in some of their homes, ate with them, talked to them about their challenges, their needs, what they're doing, and it's just been such a blessing and an encouragement to see the work that is going on here in Nepal to share the gospel. The church, the Adventist church, is fairly young here in Nepal. There's a lot of first-generation Christians, first-generation Adventists. And so my husband being a pastor, it's been helpful for him to be able to sit down with some of them and answer some of their Bible questions. When I was here in January, we actually partnered with a group from Andrews University to provide 3.5 days of Bible training for our Bible workers. Some of them are educated, some of them have theology training, a lot of them have training in health ministry, which is a real important way to reach people in the community in Nepal. But we also have a lot of people who maybe only have a 10th grade education, and some are illiterate, but we provide audio mega voice to them so that those who cannot read can at least hear the Bible on this audio player. And it's solar powered, so they don't need batteries, because in Nepal electricity is a real challenge, and just some places they don't have any. There have been baptisms during the last 3 weeks while my husband and I have been here. However, because of the political situation here in Nepal, we're not calling them baptisms, we're calling them accepting Jesus. And we actually do not make ourselves present at these baptisms. It needs to be done quietly, so to have 2 tall Americans among the people would draw a lot of attention, and we don't want to do that. But there have been a number of baptisms, and there's a lot of interest. One of the very interesting things that I have found here in Nepal is the way that God works with the people. There's a lot of just a lot of poverty and a lot of need, and one of the ways that God touches a lot of people is through prayer and healing. There's a lot of people who are sick, they have different ailments. We sat in the home of one gentleman who told us about how even his neighbors, his Hindu neighbors, come to him and ask him to come and pray for their cows and pray for their fruit trees, and these people believe that, and they've seen this happen, that the animals who are sick become well. The trees that have the fruit on them, the fruit does not fall before it's ripe. And so God has some different ways of reaching people here in Nepal than I've experienced in the United States, but it's very, very powerful. And so yes, our Bible workers are very, very active in multiple villages in very remote areas and sharing the gospel with primarily non-Christian populations in Nepal. So I just want to thank people from all over the world, and a lot of people in the United States especially, who have been providing support for Nepal, financial support, prayer support. You may know they had 2 very, very large earthquakes in 2015, and another thing that we've been able to do here to really help to alleviate the physical needs is to help people with housing and rebuilding. We've seen some of that reconstruction done. There's a tremendous amount of work to do here, and I just elicit your prayers for the leadership in our church here in Nepal, for the faithful Bible workers who are giving of themselves every day to share the gospel with people in Nepal who have never heard of Jesus, and also for their very, very difficult situations that many of them have been living in, especially since the earthquake in 2015.
Thank you for joining us for this Mission Sonlight Extra.